special reading this evening here. Beautiful, almost sunset. I'm in the urban jungles here, beautiful downtown Cancun, Mexico. I like to think of it as Universal Studios. And what I want to do today is drill down a little bit into the Chariot card, that's all. And I'll be reading from the Gilded Tarot Companion book. And then what I'm going to do is just go through my deck. I just pulled it out, didn't shuffle. And I'm going to find the Chariot card in here and read the cards that are around it. Just do a little 3-card reading. Throw that into the boot here. I love the Gilded Tarot. You know, my oldest, it's my oldest deck that I have with me here in Mexico. I always take pretty good care of it, all my decks, so I'm trying to use it too much, and I always put it right back in there when I'm done. And I don't think you'll be able to see this, so I'll just read it. It's not, well, you can kind of get an idea. It's only, it's only like a couple paragraphs. Okay, and let me find the Chariot first so I can get an idea. I think what it looks like here. That's right there. God, not too far. So, we'll look at later what's around it, but so the Chariot here. This is the Gilded Tarot Classic, and just put this here. So, the Chariot card, I realized I'd sort of have my own intuitive way of reading after years, and so while I'm kind of going back through the book and kind of going by the book and see what they're saying. And I'll kind of give you my take on it too as I go along. The Chariot is a card of victory. The medallion of the sun atop the Chariot indicates the immense power and focus of the woman's mind. I can just show it here while I'm talking. So, although victory seems a rather straightforward concept, the card is full of contradictions. A woman in royal purple rides in a chariot. Instead of horses and forward movement, we see 2 sphinxes. The sphinxes often symbolize riddles. Their silver and gold color represents opposing ideas. The woman appears to be driving this motionless vehicle without reins. Indeed, she is looking off in another direction. Yes, this is a card of victory. She has control, gained perhaps by strength of will alone, but she has not resolved the riddle of opposing ideas. She is achievement, but not understanding. And I had underlined that one sentence here. The message of the Chariot is one of willpower and control. Recognize your own strength and ability to maintain order in the midst of chaos. Know that you can achieve more than you think you can. Celebrate your accomplishments. Be aware of repressing issues or turning away from ideas that puzzle you. Once you achieve your goals, do not come to a complete stop thinking that you have arrived. There's always more to learn and to accomplish. Again, wow. Almost at odds with how I would think of the Chariot. But yes, control, willpower, that part I'm on board with. Always got to keep in mind that's the Cancer card. But before the Chariot, we'll take that as and do a little reading. We have the Emperor, and then after in the deck, interesting, Queen of Wands. So throw in a little reading. Now, this is a timeless read, but it's like when you open a book and go just to any random page and read any random sentence. Likely it's going to have meaning because everything's connected, right? So, but for me, when I'm reading the Chariot, and it's often doing love readings too, I see it a lot as being connected to this spiritual path, and that does take willpower, and there's an element of control. But you see how she's kind of looking away. They mentioned that in that little reading there from the book. It's kind of an element I call the walk away too, when it comes to any kind of manifesting energy, even prayer. So, and you're throwing in the sphinxes there. Like I said, the sphinxes. There's a lot of issues going on with the Chariot. So definitely more than just about control and willpower. And I see it a lot as being about how we connect with our spiritual path and how we stay on it, on that spiritual path. Some of the cards will show it kind of in space. A chariot flying through space with the stars behind it, which I think kind of captures a little more of the spiritual nature. What I like to see with it. And then when we do this reading, I've got the Emperor here in the past position, Aries, and I can't help but think of Jupiter. It's about to go into Aries here any minute now, and that's going to be an amazing transit. And then when you have in the future position the Queen of Wands, I'm thinking now about Venus in Aries, already there, except 4 degrees. So both of them fire signs. The Emperor literally representing Aries. So I think that's why I want to go there with this reading. And being that this is kind of a clarifying this Chariot reading, they talk about how will and willpower, and the Emperor is all about will and willpower, and it's masculine too. It's all about asserting our will and our willpower, very much so. And the strongest and most masculine, divine masculine card in the deck here. And then with the Queen of Wands coming after the Chariot, I believe that brings in the divine feminine to this, but it's in fire, which is a masculine energy. So I think with the Queen of Wands here coming after the Chariot, to me it's kind of in alignment with what I think of as being the Chariot representing this alignment with our spiritual path. Often when I see it, of course, the way I read is intuitively, but I also need to see what's around it. I usually am not going to read one card, so it's kind of like astrology in general. It's all about relationships. But I think it points to, whether it's a love reading or not, this energy of when we feel like we're connecting with our soul's path and our soul's direction. And here I feel like in Aries with Venus there, it's going to be about 3 weeks, I guess, for Venus here. Of course, Jupiter's there for a year. It's going to dip back when it retrogrades, but we're still getting this Aries energy. It's a great time to align ourselves with our spiritual path, because I think like what's going on here is there's a lot of energy, and once we have this kind of connection with the Chariot, using this willpower, right, and using our will, we can sort of relax into it. Maybe that's in the way she's kind of looking away. Once she's kind of in that alignment, she doesn't have to bear down on it like the Emperor, and it becomes a more relaxed kind of divine feminine energy, where she can be more receptive. It's almost like, look, she's thinking here, and that's kind of a receptive energy. So hopefully I make this within the 10 minutes, and give a little insight into the Chariot card, both the by the book interpretation and sort of my own spin or prejudice that I've accumulated after years of reading. I kind of notice how I kind of diverge a little bit from the classic definition of it. So do let me know what you think about that. Appreciate it, especially on YouTube. If you could subscribe, get real close to 1,000, and then we start doing some live readings. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you, guys.